You know, I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it with my own eyes, so here it is. Help fundraise to hashtag save the acolyte. Finger guns. Yeah, there we go. So here it is. They've got $1,850 of $2,200 for a advertisement in Times Square. Let's find out the shred of logic that's going along with this. So it says here, hi all, this fundraiser serves to bolster our efforts to save our beloved Star Wars series, The Acolyte. These funds will go toward paid publicity efforts to garner support to save/renew the Acolyte campaign, like, but not limited to, things like a Times Square billboard, trucks with ads parked in front of Lucasfilm offices. Current actions. Our current goal is to raise funds to purchase an ad for a Times Square billboard to promote our renewal efforts. Cost breakdown. Our goal for this action is $2,200, which covers the cost to run a Times Square ad, about $200 a day plus taxes. So that's the latest scheme to kind of get people's attention on this. No, I don't know about you, but New York City and Times Square are not exactly the tourist hub that they used to be. That's in fact kind of a misnomer. If you're not somebody with armed bodyguards, New York's a little sketchy at the moment. Been that way for a while, but even more so with the influx of new people, if you will. And so we have this situation now where they're going to pay for a billboard advertisement, some type of advertisement in New York City Times Square for $200 a day. I don't know about you, but is that like a poster on a telephone pole or something? Is that like, like somebody throwing flyers on the ground? Because that's not one of those light up signs. $200 a day, really? Yeah, I think people spend more on Facebook ads these days. What are we talking about here? $200 a day to advertise in Times Square. You're going to put ads on the side of trucks? First of all, which one of you drives trucks, right? Which one of you drives a truck? Come on. And I'm not talking about these little XUV things that have like like a bucket of water in the back that you think is a truck bed, right? This neat little, hatch you've got in the back there. It's not a hatchback, but it's like this weird not truck bed. You can't even fit like a load of laundry in the back of the thing, okay? That doesn't count. That's not real. That's to satisfy this pavement pansy thing you got going on there. So which one of you drives a truck that's gonna be like what kind of truck, by the way? Like you're gonna like F-150 out in front of Lucasfilm, save the acolyte on the side. What? You're going to get an 18-wheeler to park out front of there? That's going to cost you a lot of money. More than $2,200 is going to get you, okay? To have that truck stay there. See, these things are units of shipment, okay? Most people don't own an 18-wheeler just to hang out. It's a real neat piece of machinery, certainly very powerful, and for what it does, of course, but it serves a purpose, and a very, very expensive purpose when you tell it to stay still, which is something it wasn't built to do. It has brakes and stuff like that, but it's like the primary focus of an 18-wheeler is to be moving product. It's not meant to be sitting in a parking lot, okay? I get, Optimus Prime was a neat advertising thing. You see it at a car show. Ooh, Autobot logo, very nice. But most of the 18-wheelers out there, most of the big rigs, those are not, they're not little parking lot puppies, right? They don't hang out and just, look cool, okay? They look cool, certainly, but they serve a purpose, and it's expensive to make them stop. That's why it matters when truckers go on strikes or have any kind of protest. Immediately, goods and services grind to a halt. It's just something to remember here, and like the whole scheme of things, that $2,200 is going to do anything. So I have no idea what they're aiming for here. Like $200 a day. You pay a guy with a megaphone to shout hashtag save the acolyte in the middle of Times Square? Come on. It's ridiculous. And how many people are doing that kind of stuff every day anyway? Like you've got your PETA and all this other humanitarian groups that are obviously occupying spaces there. Sony, all these other mega corporations. Why isn't Disney pitching into your effort? If they're so serious about this. But again, they recommend that we go down and we involve ourselves with the change.org petition. And of course, you remember the change.org petition. You know, the Renew the Acolyte one. They have 81,228 signatures on this, okay? Now, presumably, they're kind of basing that sort of support nation from nationwide, perhaps globally as well, on like who would be interested in this ad or trucks with ads, whatever truck, I don't know, in front of Lucasfilm offices. Like, also, isn't that trespassing? That's not public property. That's like what Walmart or a government office or a hotel. That's a office building. I don't think you can do that. Especially if you're like blocking a fire lane, right? In order for the I can't imagine there's a lot of parking available there too, right? Like I can't imagine Lucasfilm headquarters where you're planning on putting this thing is going to be like somewhere that's, just you just park a truck there for days on end. Nobody's going to be bothered by it. Like, yeah, look at the save the Acolyte truck. Well, thank God it's not cutting a lane off. Like what is this? It's like somebody like saw the Trump flag parade and said we need to do that with the Acolyte, and everyone was like, yes, but nobody owned a truck. And apparently, a truck is a symbol of the Acolyte now. Like, does Amandla Stenberg even drive? Let alone a truck? Can you put Amandla Stenberg in a truck? Save the Acolyte, baby. I love this. It writes itself. It writes itself. It really does. So, by the way, you see this sign the petition button? Do it. You know you want to. Do it. It's nice and red like the dark side. Do it. Do it. Nah, you know you don't want it. We don't want it back, really, right? We don't want it back, really. It's kind of a meme to make a joke about, yes, it would be great for clicks, keeps the revenue rolling, blah, 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 blah. But in all honesty, it's just another example of how Disney has no idea how to handle the brand. And while it is funny to make a joke about having it back to make fun of it for that purpose, I don't know. I feel like the well's kind of going dry here on these people. Like the show itself is just dumb and over with, but the reaction to it being canceled just keeps on giving. And speaking of that, there are some new people here. Now, again, I skipped a little ahead here. So we have the top supporters, right? We remember these people. Yes, wonderful people, great people here speaking about the wonders of the Acolyte. We remember this middle school teacher. This screams like middle school English, geometry, geography? I don't know. I don't know about geography. I don't know. Maybe earth science teacher, maybe? You tell me.
In many of the stories that are told these days. And just because it may be uncomfortable or new, I remember back when the prequels were first out, everybody bashed them, but now everybody loves them.
I don't know about that. I don't know about Love Zoom. I think we have an appreciation, considering what came after. You know how like you're eating like applesauce and the applesauce, you're like, oh, applesauce, and then someone like, replaces that dish with something you don't want to have. Perhaps after applesauce, they hand you toothpaste or something, that you're supposed to brush your teeth right after that, and it's a miserable experience. And thus the applesauce becomes something that you think fondly of, even though it wasn't really what you wanted. It's preferable to having toothpaste in your mouth mingled with all that cinnamon, all that. Yeah, all that. That's what I'm talking about, okay? It's what I'm trying to explain, like orange juice, toothpaste, whatever you want to go with. And it's just, I don't know. You'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think about this, but we have some new people, and they are definitely new. Okay, they're new to a lot of things, and it seems like they're new to Star Wars. Let's have a looky-loo at just who showed up to show their support. Now, I don't have any time to read this gobbledygook here. I don't know what these people are saying. I just want you to meet these people who decided to record videos. Now, this is Leo, and he has a picture of Darth Vader in his avatar, and he has an TIE fighter wing just in the camera viewfinder. Like, just, nah, it's like the lens. It's like right there on the camera. Like, and there's nothing. It's like in a hotel room or something. I don't know. Let's find out what Leo has to say about the Acolyte.
Disney Plus, Lucasfilm, listen up. Our petition is growing. We're the real fans that support this franchise for all these years. When it comes down to it, and when it comes to conventions, look at those numbers. Those are the people. We are the people that make this franchise keep rotating. So
Rotate
listen, we need season two.
two.
Acolyte was phenomenal. The
It's
actors
great.
did a great job, and
They
they
did
need another
things
chance to give us another season and give
right.
us some answers to questions they left us with. We know how.
Like, what the hell is an acolyte, and what am I even talking about? Like, I really like how Leo's like, the actors need another chance to act. They need more acting. Like, we gotta act some more. My favorite part is that this guy's like, I am the Star Wars fan. Understand? I have this thing in the view of the camera, and nothing else on my walls. I am clearly one of you, and thus you must respect me. I have in no way accepted payment to say these words. I love it. We'll catch the last couple of seconds of this, but
Star Wars run. Disney, listen up. Give us season two.
for real, Leo's down with it. He has an avatar of Darth Vader. That's right. That's how you know he's for real. But it gets better because we've got Sunday now. And Sunday, 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 right? Let's find out what Sunday has to say.
It is so crucial to show stories that center different marginalizations, perspectives that we haven't seen fully touch the frontiers of space.
Yeah, wherever this thing that happened, the Star War, right? That happened in space because stars. Yeah.
To show the full political range.
To show all the politics. Do you know what Twi'lek politics are? I'm not even sure I know what a Twi'lek is. It's the one with the dangly head, right? The one with the guy that worked in Jabba's palace that had the dangly head things that was all fangy, twisty things, and then the slave girls. Those are Twi'leks, right? Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. I like Star Wars, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't like Star Wars, okay? I know what I'm talking about, though. This guy's like the politics in the space, with the Star War and all the representations.
That Star Wars has always been known to touch on, but now with more nuanced representation.
All the Star Wars diversity. You remember all the Star Wars diversity? You remember that when it wasn't just about the Skywalker? Oh, wait.
I love the Acolyte, and I love everybody that loves the Acolyte.
I love everybody that loves the Acolyte. I am totally not being paid to say that. We're gonna go down a little more because we got there's just so many people just showing up, just brand new here, brand new. They just have some really interesting ways. They're not just even words; these are ways to convey their support for Acolyte, whatever it is.
All right, I just watched The Acolyte. This movie was awesome.
The Acolyte was really great. It's one of my favorite movies because it just keeps going. Ordinarily, a movie's like we're cutting it down around like the hour and a half mark, 2 hours at the best. But the Acolyte just kept on going, right? Like for like days, we were watching this show. It just kept going. Like the movie was really weird too because it would have credits at the like it would introduce and music, and then it would say this was written by somebody, and then those credits would introduce again, and it, really weird movie format, and then it would say like, would you like to watch next episode in the middle of the movie? Very strange format with this Acolyte movie.
I want to see where it goes from here. Please finish doing the rest of this.
Please put on a shirt, sir. I don't believe they paid for shirtless. Excuse me, he's totally not been paid to do this. My apologies. I totally did not suggest that these people are accepting Craigslist money to say nice things about Acolyte based on a very, very vague script. So here we go. We're just gonna meet some more stellar additions here. Let's meet this fella.
I think it's ridiculous that a show can get canceled just because people think it's too woke.
He sounds like a Cylon. That's my favorite part. Just out of nowhere, this Cylon's like, by the way, from all the way downtown in Battlestar Galacticaville, I just want to talk to you. about this amazing show called The Acolyte, okay? Believe me, it's wonderful.
The Acolyte was a good show. It left a dangling storyline considering Darth Plagueis.
Do you know that Darth Plagueis made a baby in a cave? Remember that? I love that. I love that line, right? Do you remember the Obadiah thing from Iron Man 1? Tony Stark, you got that, like, Darth Plagueis made a baby in a cave! And like the little like researcher people, the Force researchers are like replying back to Sidious, and they're saying like, "My lord, we have no space, lesbian witches." Plagueis didn't have witches. He made a baby in a cave. This guy wants to see how that goes.
Please, let's get this show to continue. We need it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for contacting us from within a bomb shelter. We appreciate that. Ah man, like these people are pretty new to the whole thing. Like this fella here, he cares an awful lot about what's going on with this acolyte thing.
The Acolyte was a great series with great storytelling. It should not be canceled based on people that either didn't watch or was formed into not watching the episodes before they even came out, in my opinion. Give it another chance. Return.
Return. You know, they're new. Like you see, 3 weeks ago, right? They may have just heard about Star Wars 3 weeks ago. Like, Richard here, he definitely has been a lifelong Star Wars fan. Make no mistake.
Please bring back the Acolyte. It actually represents the Star Wars lore.
Like the Lego one, right? That one that was on TV once there, where everybody like broke into little Lego pieces, and then you picked them up and made other Lego things out of them. Yeah, kind of like that.
Right to the point. It's out of the box and it's creative.
It's completely out of the box. It keeps with the lore, but it's completely out of the box. That's my favorite part about it, is that it's in the box and also all over the place but the box.
And the Star Wars journey is going on 50 years.
The Star Wars journey. I don't know about you, but when I am talking to my very real friends, I always tell them, we are on a journey. You and I, we have been a friendship journey. We've been on a friendship journey for several years now. Several years. Just like Star Wars has been on a journey for 50 years. Because that's how real people talk to each other. They talk about time as like it's an adventure, like you're climbing a damn mountain. That's how people talk. Do you like my fake accent? I don't know. This is how, I don't know. I feel like the more New Yorker I get, the better, Bostonian. I'm not sure I'm crossing a lot of dialects here, a lot of city folk talk. And it's just because I don't know what is happening? What is he even saying?
The Star Wars fan core audience is very
I know the fan core audience. You know, the fan core menace, right? The fan core audience. Those people.
cultural at this point, and there are many demographics that are into it. So I think
there's a lot of demographics that are into it. It's a lot of demographics. This is how we talk about people. They're not young. They're not old. They're not black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, Martian. I almost said Martian. I was close. It was that close. But, they're demographics now. They're just demographics. How are you and your demographics doing? Let me know down in the comments below how you and your demographics are doing. And again, like we'll go down here and, true blue Star Wars fans, right? We have Noah here. He did not put Darth Vader in his avatar because he's very busy letting everybody know how much he cares about the Acolyte. So here we go.
Bring back the Acolyte. All the real Star Wars fans know what that show was about, and we really
All the real Star Wars fans know what that show's about. I'm not sure that Noah's one of them, because usually when you say something like that, you follow it up with what it's about, right? Not like a further indictment of people who don't know what it's about. Those people that are not you.
really enjoyed it. I have a whole family of people here that enjoy.
I have a whole family of people here in a closet against their will. It's like, man, like that was close to that binders full of women statement there, pal. Like, whoa, where's this family? Do they need help?
Enjoyed that show. All right, and Star Wars is important to my family. Okay, like if you look, we have Star Wars everything in this house.
We got Star Wars stuff. We have these things right here. As anyone who has these things usually displays these items in their home and place of residence. This is not at all a laundry room that was hastily put together to look like someplace I spend most of my time.
Okay, thousands of dollars on Star Wars things. Please give us Star Wars Acolyte back.
Whatever it's about. Now, those lightsabers do cost money. I'm not going to lie. You don't get those off of Wish.com. That's real metal. You could tell that from the light reflection. Reflection. You know what it is? It's a light reflection, not those other things I said. Not those other things. But you know what, Noah? I'll take your word for it. All right. I changed my mind when you showed me your lightsaber. Okay. I'm sure that family that you brought home also changed their mind when you showed them your lightsaber. Okay, I'll take your word for it that you might know what the Acolyte's about, but for some reason you decided not to explain that, not to say why the Acolyte should be preserved, but instead that you are authentically Star Warsy. They're new. They're new. As you can see, 3 weeks ago. They're all 3 weeks ago. It's really bizarre how like everybody who has something to say here is from 3 weeks ago. It's really weird. Maybe we'll find somebody from a month ago if we go down far enough. What do you think, guys? We're just gonna keep scrolling here for a minute. Maybe we'll run out of these things because it keeps telling me there's videos coming, but they're not. Who knows? Who knows? Looks like there's just a bunch of gobbledygook here. But that was pretty good. We gotta remember that this is free entertainment, okay? Oh, we have a man from a month ago on his couch. So we'll end this with this one, okay? So let's see what Ray has to say about this. All right, buckle up, everybody, okay? This is what Ray has to say about why we should save Star Wars Acolyte.
Renew it. Just X out the last episode and make it a dream that he was imposing on O.R.C.A. You know, that way it kind of makes more sense. That's it. But renew it.
Right, the Acolyte, maybe? Is that what you're talking about? He had to think about OSHA's name, so I'm sure he just watched that episode, so he knew what he was talking about. Now, again, he could have watched the whole series, but it's obvious he just watched that last episode, so he had it pretty clear in his head what he was talking about. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate that he finds it weird that they were setting up some romantic thing with OSHA after Darth Smilo. I don't remember the guy with the weird mask that got naked in front of her. That guy. Yeah. After he like wiped out her family in front of her. Yeah. And then was like, "Hey, baby, what's up?" And she was like, "Hey, how are you?" Like totally just forgetting that whole thing, right? So, good point, Ray. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Ray. But we like to name things. You know, it's an important thing of like communicating as a human being to talk about. Renew it. What are we renewing, bud? You just bring up OSHA, and people are like the like workplace safety enforcement group. OSHA. Somebody was doing what? What was going on in Star Wars? Is OSHA? They have hard hats in Star Wars now. Forklifts in Star Wars. Forklifts in Star Wars. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for forklifts in Star Wars. Are they going to be lightsaber forklifts? I hope they're lightsaber forklifts. Come on, Disney. You know you want to do it. Forklifts in Star Wars. Come on. Let's make the next central character to your story a forklift operator for Jabba or something, because you can't tell any stories about the Sith or Jedi without catching heat. Either way, we've seen what we can see here. Feel free to go and take a look at this. There's a myriad of new people that are in no way accepting money to say things about the Acolyte on change.org. And also, keep your eyes peeled if for whatever reason you're in the war zone of Times Square, New York, and find yourself facing the Acolyte billboard that they are paying $200 a day for. Let us know if you see it, snap a picture, put it up on social media, and tag us. You can find us at Bounding Comics on X.com. Until then, we'll see you in the next video, and good luck out there.